Alright, to break up the M390, I'm going to throw some other steels in here and there, like this 12C27, some D2, S30V, LC200N, some stuff that, yeah, I know I've done a lot of Sandvik and D2. Someone's been asking for this particular Sanrenmu 12C27 for a long time. His username on YouTube is Heaven Will Be EL. This is for you, buddy. The Sanrenmu 12C27. I bought this knife specifically for this test. I believe it was $19 and change. I don't know how many have a hollow grind, but this appeared to have a hollow grind in the pictures I saw, and it is pretty thin. That is 15 degrees per side. I do need to fix that choil some more. I sharpened it a bunch of times to start with. It had this crazy weird high peak back here where they put like a recurve in it, and it came up pretty high. I did take a bunch of that out, but it still needs some more work, obviously. This was only for testing anyway. I can't comment on the quality of like this belt cutter. It is nice and sharp. It's actually sharpened on both sides. Same with this stuff. I'll never use. Like I said, this is strictly for testing, and I'm going to continue to use this and see how it does. So let's go ahead and get to the cutting and see how the performance of a $19 Sandvik knife stacks up against everything else. Alright, now that we saw the cutting on the Sanrenmu 12C27, as you can see, I have not sent this to Kurt yet. This will go at some point with a batch of knives, and I will update on it. From how it did, I fully expect it to be like any of the previous Sandvik, somewhere around 56, maybe, somewhere in the 56 HRC range. So how did it do? $19 knife, guys, and it didn't disappoint. On the first test, and I don't remember how many edges in it was. It was, I want to say, the 5th edge. Either way, it was sharpened more than enough times. The first test, it did 128 feet fine edge and 208 feet working edge. On the second test, it did 131 feet fine edge and 209 feet working edge. Just go ahead and think about that for a minute and think about a lot of the other knives that have been tested. $19 Sandvik steel, a 1-inch section. This is a rather short blade. I believe it's only 2.5 inches maybe. And you have a little less than that for cutting edge, but still. That's why the Sandvik stuff is one of my favorite, what they consider budget steels. I'd love to see somebody run the HRC up on it and do a really good heat treat and really see what it can do. But think about how much cutting you get for your money with this. Now, I do know a lot of their knives are smaller. This is a knife that if they actually made it, because I can only get a 3-finger grip on it no matter how I hold it. If they actually made this in a full-size knife around 8 inches, this is something I'd definitely take to work. I want to say this measured around 14 or 15 thousandths behind the edge. Is great to cut with. Like I said, I'm definitely going to continue to test it. I may even do a carry with this, kind of like I did with the mini cut jack. Kind of like the reason why I use the mini cut jack. I don't necessarily like the knife so much, but I wanted to see what it would do. This one, I don't necessarily like the knife, but the blade grind is nice and it performs, so I am curious to see what it would actually do in extended use. So heaven will be EL. Here's the Sanrenmu. It didn't disappoint. Very inexpensive. Outside of Mora, I bought this from Amazon, so I didn't have to wait forever. I believe, not positive, it's been a long time since I looked, but I believe something like this, if you order it from GearBest or somewhere like that, it's gonna, keep in mind, it's gonna take months to come. But I want to say at that point the price knocks down to somewhere around $10 to $12. So even though it's cheap, 12C27 just keeps on showing us what it can do. That's all I have for this. As always, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.